Hi guys, it's Splendida. How's everyone doing? Good, good, good. I very much hope so. Today I'm reviewing the latest fragrance to come from the Splendida line from Blvgari. They have this line that they've started to market and put forth, and they're all based around flowers. So since I found out that they had released a tuberose one, I wanted to smell it because I don't know about you, but I consider myself a tuberose hunter. I love tuberose, it's my favourite flower in fragrances, so whenever there's a new release, I try and keep track and, I don't know, try and find something new and exciting. I have many tuberoses, but there's always room for more. So, to date, they have an iris one, which isn't really the flower, it's the root in perfume. They have a rose one, a jasmine one. The one before this was magnolia, and now we have this dark blue, mysterious tuberose. Tuberose Mystique, in fact, it's called. So I wanted to smell it, I wanted to get my nose on it. I've tried it a couple of times from the sample, but today was the first full-on wearing of this perfume. So let me tell you a bit more about it. So in this line, they're talking about nature's hidden gems. I don't really understand that part because roses and tuberoses and magnolias are not nature's hidden gems. They're right there in your face. They bloom out of the ground. Hello, I'm here. They want to pair a particular flower with a particular facet of a woman's personality, and they keep the compositions quite simple. They just like to add one, maybe two other notes to maybe accentuate or enhance or just diversify the main star of the show, which is always going to be a flower. So how does this one fare? So this is the newest one. It came out in 2019. I think it was towards the end of 2019. I actually forgot about it, and then somebody posted it in my group, ouch from my no smelly friends on Facebook, by the way, that they'd got a sample or they had bought it, and I said, oh my gosh, I must try it. So I did, and here I am. I've got it right here. So the notes of this one, the top notes are blackcurrant and davana. So what is davana? Is it davana? Who knows? There's so many pronunciations in this world, I don't know. Anyway, it's an aromatic note, it's a plant, but apparently it has a lot more fruity facets. Apparently it smells like apricot a little bit. I'm guessing along the lines of osmanthus maybe, who knows. Anyway, the heart note is tuberose. No bones about it. This fragrance is about tuberose, and they want to display it and just accent it and add little bits here and there. And the base notes are vanilla and myrrh. So how does it smell? I'm going to spray it wet on this hand. I'm just revitalizing it. I've sprayed it on this hand about 10 minutes ago, or 20, because I want to talk to you about the 3 stages. Bear with me. So the opening is definitely a fruity tuberose. I've heard a lot of people say it smells like bubblegum, but people say that about tuberose anyway. It's a multi-faceted flower. It has coconut facets, it has eucalyptus facets, it can be bubblegum, it can be sometimes banana-y. When you smell the real thing, it's actually kind of buttery. It's a conundrum of a flower, and that's why I like it so much. And usually it dominates a perfume. It's a diva. When tuberose is in a perfume, it is the star of the show. And in this one, it is. But this is not an obnoxious. When you first smell this, this isn't one of those so in your face or vintage style tuberoses like Fracas, or one of the Jean Paul Gaultier ones, which I can't remember right now. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. But it's the first impression of it when you first spray it is, oh, this is pleasant. There's a touch of elegance to this, and it's definitely fruity. I can smell a blackcurranty slash kind of nondescript, bouncy fruitiness that is alongside this tuberose, which is to me like an elegant, almost understated tuberose. It's not in your face. Tuberose is, I think if you're trying to find a tuberose that you really like, and you've tried some of them out there, it could be one of those flowers that could easily just put you off forever, because if it's done wrong, there's just no going back. It's just like, whoa, I don't want to smell that ever again. But this one is really nicely blended. It's medium level. It's kind of perfect. There's a touch of, to me, a little bit like a dry peachiness behind it. I always think of those things from the Body Shop when I was younger. They sold these wooden peach things you would put in your drawer to scent your undergarments and your, you know, silky underwear and things like that. Whatever you wear under your clothes. And I get a bit of that. The tuberose in it is not too banana-y to me. I think it's perfectly placed. I think this fragrance is very balanced, and I've smelled a few tuberoses. I smelled another one actually today, which was Watch by M. Micallef, which was just the most wrong type of tuberose ever. This was like a breath of fresh air. I did them side by side actually. So at first you're going to get a nice kind of gentle-ish and flowery tuberose with a fruity kind of element. So when the drying stage starts to happen, and this happens about I sprayed it 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes in, this is where the tuberose comes forward, fruitiness disappears, and you start to get a much more smooth feeling, and the tuberose becomes more prominent, but it never oversteps. It never oversteps its boundary. It's still a wearable, approachable tuberose perfume. And here it's leaning a little bit more for me towards the kind of Truth or Dare by Madonna style feeling and Alexander McQueen's tuberose perfume, but still I think better and not as cloying. There's a touch more clarity to it than those two. Those two were very thick, heavy, dense tuberose perfumes. This one there's a touch of lightness to the whole thing, so that's a plus point for me. The heart part of it, or the mid-wear length of this thing, stays around for about 6 hours, and today was the full wearing. I sprayed it on at 10 o'clock, and then I got home at 9, and the driest dry part was actually under my shirt here, and there is a stage in the dry down where, unfortunately for me, it goes to Vanilla Cupcake, which was the disappointing part of it. Myrrh, unfortunately for me, never reveals itself. Myrrh is very, very distinct. It's one of the darkest, richest resins that when it's in a fragrance, it makes things feel oriental and rich and opulent, and I wish it had been there more, but for my nose, I don't really feel it. Hopefully for you guys, it comes out a bit more. I'm kind of cursed with vanilla. If vanilla's in something, it's gonna not overtake, but it's gonna make itself known regardless of how little or lot it's in the perfume. So the drying stage, I smelled this at 7 o'clock. I could still feel it. I'm not saying it's projecting across the room, but when I smelled my arm, I could still smell it quite significantly, but it did feel a little bit cupcake vanilla-y, which to me kind of ruined it because I'm not really into that type of vanilla. But if you are, you might get this fruity thing, then tuberose, and then you get your vanilla at the end if you need your vanilla fix in life. To sum up, I will say this. If you, like me, are a tuberose hunter and you consider yourself someone that likes to collect tuberose fragrances and you've smelled quite a few, this one's not going to blow your socks off. It's not groundbreaking. It's not anything super new. This one I feel would be perfect for people that have maybe never tried a tuberose before and are just looking to edge their way in and getting their foot in that tuberose door, you know? It's not such an aggressive one. I think it's perfectly balanced, and I think that it's a good kind of baby tuberose. It's like a tuberose Kickstarter or something like that. Not a Kickstarter, what am I thinking of? It's like a start-up tuberose. It's safe. It's pleasant, it lasts quite a long time, the packaging's lovely, it comes in that, the traditional kind of Blvgari lovely shaped bottles, which by the way are really hard to spray because they're so wide, it's kind of like that sometimes. But overall it's medium. As a tuberose, it's not going to be one that I'm going to add to my collection. I already have things that way outshine this, but for the first steps into getting a white floral, I think this one's quite a good one. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm Arch 110, trying to make the world smell better, one video at a time. Goodbye.